Thank you, Mr. Gregory. I mentioned earlier that yesterday I met with Deborah Lee and her staff, and we discussed concerns on both sides. I think basically we've reached an impasse. What we know is that, as Mr. Gregory just said, that images have power. And we're here today to say that we are tired of these negative and demeaning images. Ms. Lee sent me a letter last week stating that Black Entertainment Television does not air content, that they do not air videos, that they do not air programming that celebrates criminal activity, that portrays sexualization of women. And that sounds good on paper, but that's not happening in practice. And we are here, we're going to be here every week until we see in practice what they have on paper. I want the fraternities, the Masons, everybody, the Eastern Star, everyone to come out. We're going to get this on the internet, and we're going to grow this movement. I said last week, this is not a moment, it's a movement, because we have to declare to the world that enough is enough. Ms. Lee shared with me yesterday that in her view, the negative images that we are concerned about are merely subjective, that different people have different opinions about what's indecent and what's derogatory. What I want to say to networks like Black Entertainment Television and radio stations that perpetuate this stuff, that if right was subjective, then there would not have been an abolitionist movement. That if right and morality were subjective, then we should not stand up against genocide, whether it's happening in Germany, Bosnia, or in Darfur. The degradation of Black humanity is not a subjective matter. Demeaning Black women, calling them outside of their name and portraying them in negative ways is not a subjective matter. And we're here today to stand up, not just for the women who don't approve of this stuff. We're standing up for the women who are also being portrayed in the videos, and we're here today to stand up even for people like Ms. Lee. We believe in the fundamental equality of Black humanity. I've been asked, why would you come out and march in front of the home of another African American? I've been asked that all this week. Why wouldn't you go out and march in front of the home of some other white executive? As a community, I believe that our struggle for freedom and equality and justice is undermined when we're not consistent in our outrage. Now, if Don Imus produced the Read a Book video, and for those who haven't seen the Read a Book video, you can go on the Enough is Enough campaign website at enoughisenoughcampaign.com. But if Don Imus produced the Read a Book video, and if he gave the same rationale that the executives of Black Entertainment Television and the producer of the song, Bomani, give for that song, that this is the language young people understand, that these are the images that they relate to. If Don Imus or white supremacist organization made that same song and video, every Black organization and entity and vehicle, including BET, would be outraged and demanding that someone be fired or demanding that there be a change. Well, if we're going to be outraged about injustice when it happens from those outside of our community and from those who don't look like us, we have to be equally concerned and outraged when these same messages and images are being perpetuated by those inside of our community and those who look like us. Those urban radio stations, we're putting them on notice. Radio One, that corporation has been doing some good things on the television side. There's some cleaning up we need to do on the urban radio side. I hope that they reach out to us as well. Corporations who sponsor and put advertising on these networks, we're putting you on notice as well. Ford Motor Company, Procter & Gamble, the leading advertisers on black entertainment television, we're putting them on notice. General Motors, you sell a lot of Cadillacs to African Americans, yet you sign sponsorship deals with artists who demean black people. We're putting them on notice as well. Nissan, all of these corporations who advertise. And then finally, let me just say this. I was asked today, and I've been asked all week, the same thing. Bob Johnson, when he called me last week and wanted us to move or cancel this rally, he said, Reverend, if you all don't like what's on BET, you can just change the channel. What many people don't understand is that while that sounds good, even when we change the channel, we are still subsidizing BET with our dollars. When all of these people here today and all of the millions of African Americans around the country change the channel, 15 cents a month is still going towards black entertainment television. This network is in 85 million homes, and they receive a fraction of every person's cable bill each month. Mr. Johnson and others, I don't just want to change the channel, I want to keep that money in my pocket. And so this campaign is also about empowering the people with consumer choice. Because the only way this thing is going to change, the only way these networks and corporations are going to be accountable to the people is when they can keep their money. The FCC did a study last year that said that a la carte cable or cable choice would reduce people's cable bills by 13%. This movement is about empowering the people. The power is in the people, and we want the power to stay with the people. So this campaign is also about consumer choice. See you all next week. Let's get this online. Let's spread the word that enough is enough. Enough is enough. We're tired of this stuff. Now we're going to go now. We're going to sing a spiritual, and we're going to read scripture, and we're going to pray. Because ultimately, in order for this stronghold to be torn down, we believe that it has to be spiritual in nature.